And we're on. What's up, fire breathers? Anybody's watching this. So I don't know where to begin. So this is going to be a fun video. And this is very impromptu. I've been wanting to revive my YouTube and get more active on here, but for any of you that don't know me in person and you're just stumbling across this, and then if you do know me, a reminder, I am an overthinker. And that can be debilitating sometimes because if I don't have everything planned out, if I don't know how things are going to go, I tend not to do things. I just get paralyzed. And sorry, like fur in my mouth. And so that's why I haven't been around. I don't know if anybody's watching the videos, don't know if they're helping anybody, don't know what to say, don't know, And so since I don't know, I don't do anything. But I just, which is why I'm wiping my eyes, just started having this horribly stupid breakdown during one of the lifting segments today. And in true crazy person fashion, I stopped myself in the mirror and gave myself like a pep talk. And then I was like, hang on, I'm just going to put this out there for the world. And then maybe in this process help somebody else with this too as I talk myself through these things. So to recap, and then I'll extrapolate this to where I want to go with this. Right, so back at the end of June, injured my hand, wrist, thumb, lefty. Okay, and it's been a process trying to get it addressed and taken care of. So because I live in Germany, but there's insurance wise and the way the process works, it's just a headache. And so been trying to walk that balance of be smart, let it heal, but come back, right? And why I'm talking to you guys about this is that this can apply to anything, really. I imagine, in a way, this is sort of what folks who were athletes, either in high school and or college, and then haven't done it for a while, but that's still part of your identity and who you are. And then when you're back in the gym doing things, and it can apply to any energy, any injury and any aspect of sport that you do, right? So if you were a really good runner, you break your leg and then coming back from it, right? Or, you can't trail run anymore, or you're, whatever the issue may be. Also postpartum, coming back from having a baby. But a lot of things, injury, illness, just taking off of, the gym for a while. There's a lot of different situations and scenarios that can put you into a deconditioned or different state than you formerly were. So what happened with me today, and that may or may not happen to you to a smaller, less emotional extent, is so 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago when this happened, right, I couldn't hold a barbell. It hurt to hold a PVC. Putting my wrist into extension with pressure here on the hand, hurt. It was just a mess. So today I was doing behind the neck, snatch grip, push press, super long name. but with the bars on your back, your hands are wide, and you do this, and then you overhead squat, and you do that. And I started with the empty barbell, and for 5 sets, worked as heavy as I could. And I started doing this, I started crying because I'm procrastinating putting off the snatches, which are up next. Because all I can think on days like this, where it's lifts that take a lot of work, they're high technique, you know, they're decently high skill for being a barbell movement, for somebody who didn't grow up doing this, who never participated in sports, right? Like all that jazz that I always talk about. I put so much work into this, right? So I remember 5 years ago coming home from Olympic lifting day and getting not torn apart, but coached, critiqued on snatch days, and just being like, I am never going to get this. I hate snatching. And then I used to avoid snatching when there was snatching in the workouts. I hate overhead squats. I'm never going to figure it out. I'm too slow. I'm not strong enough, blah, 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 blah. And then I remember my coach said to me, you've been doing this for 6 months and you don't come on Olympic lifting days. You're avoiding snatching. Do you think Olympic lifters who do this and lift the weight that they do, how many times do you think they have done these things? If you really want to get better at it, you got to start doing it more often. And I take everything to heart. And then I took that to heart and I was like, okay. And then that's, you know, what started me on my journey of self-education and learning all these things. And I drilled cleans, I drilled jerks, I drilled snatches, all the get under the bar as fast as you can, and blah, 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 blah. And it was my weakness. It was, you know. And then a year ago, at my CrossFit level 2, the instructor had looked at me while we were doing overhead squats and was like, these are your favorite, aren't these? You love snatching, you love overhead squats. And I do. And so, long story, to come back to the point of what was I yelling at myself in the mirror for. So as I was doing this lift today with the push press and the overhead squat, getting as heavy as I could, but basically to a warm-up weight, not less than a year ago, but then even at the beginning of this year. And it is so frustrating to have been able to do something and then you can't anymore. And it makes it worse when it's something you love, right? You're not talking about finding out that you're allergic to, I don't know, something you don't like. Well, I don't like it anyway, so it doesn't matter if I never can have it again. So it makes it hard. So as I was working through this, right, I'm like, detach from people, detach from things, stop loving movements. And the problem is too, you can't do that, right? You can't completely detach from things. That makes you a sociopath. Like, if you don't have any emotions about things. So I was talking with one of my athletes the other day too, who's going through something sort of similar. I used to be able to do this and then now I can't do, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's hard and it's a confusing concept. But one of the things you have to do is segment who you are and what you're doing. So what I'm doing today I am not the same person that was doing this stuff a year ago. I'm not. And I'm not the same person who was doing this stuff 4 months ago. And it's funny too, because I thought about that the other day when I was deadlifting and back squatting, looking at my wall of race bibs. And I medaled probably in 90% of those races that I ran. But that Ray wasn't back squatting and deadlifting what I'm doing now. They're all aspects of me, but at different points in life, at points in my training. 18 months ago, I was running 26 miles and hitting 15-pound squat PRs. None of that's happening now. That's still a part of me. That's still a part of who I am and where I'm at. But right now, I'm starting over. And when you do that, when you're having those moments of, well, I used to be able to do this, or this weight was so easy, or this or that, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you did. You did used to do that. But when you're training now, you need to focus on who you are now. What are your current abilities? Realize those, accept those, and then work from there. And I always used to get teased about being excited about the little things, but every little thing counts as a PR, and you have to celebrate your small moments and your small victories. So say, you're coming back from, a knee surgery, and, you haven't done more than 50 air squats in one day, and then today you do 75. That is a victory. That is something that you count, because it is getting you better and further along, even though maybe a year ago you were back squatting 250. That's cool, and you might get there again, but you're not there now, and there's no need to worry about the past. Where are you at now? Where are you trying to get to? And let's work forward from there. So, did I say this? I'm sitting in a foam roller. I'm surprised I haven't fallen off yet, but it's also very uncomfortable. So, I guess the moral of the story is, you have to know your goals, have your dream, have your goals, know your plan to get you to your goals, and work one day at a time, brick by brick. Lay your brick as perfectly as you can. It's not going to be perfect, but lay it. And eventually you will get to where you want to go. And that might be better than you were in the past. It might not be. I don't know, depending on your situation. What is it that you're trying to come back from? Maybe things are different, so you're not going to ever get back there. But, so, that's that. Find the silver lining. There always is one. All right, so 15 minutes of rambling thoughts. Thank you for listening. If you've hung in this long, I really appreciate it. And if you have any content ideas that you want to be seeing from me, so I think part of the other reason why I kind of stopped doing all these videos is that when I switched platforms, Beyond the Whiteboard is absolutely incredible in that I want to say probably 90% of the movements that I program, if you click on them, there's a video demonstration or a description of the movement for you to read and or see. So as always, that doesn't mean, let me back up and get off this. I'm sorry, I can't handle it anymore. You can't hear me. That doesn't mean that, you're not allowed to reach out to me if you have certain questions. You absolutely can. But what that means is I didn't feel a need to be demonstrating all these movements or having you listen to my ramblings about all these things if you were even listening, because it's all there for you. It's concise. There's encyclopedia of movements. You use that and you're done. So, and as far as doing stuff like this where I'm talking about, I don't know, ideas or content, sometimes I put them up on the blog. I don't know if people are reading the blog, try to get everyone to the website, but everyone's into podcasts these days. And then here I am filming things on my phone. But if you want more topics and want to listen to me talk about things and address things, I'm more than willing to do that. So stop saying public speaking 101. So that's that. Anyways, again, thanks for listening. I'm Ray, owner, programmer, coach for Jakaris Fit, which is the channel that you are on. Check out the website, www.jakaris.fit, and any questions, comments, concerns. I am all over the place. You can hit me up on Twitter. It's at Jakaris Fit Ray, I believe is my name on there. I'm on Instagram. On Instagram, the business page is Jakaris Fit, and then my personal page, which is public, so you can also hit me up there if you need to, is Drakaris. It's clever like that. And then on Facebook, I've got the Jakaris Fit page, so you can hit me up there too. The email is jakarisfit@gmail.com. I am reachable. I am accessible. I'm not on TikTok. I don't know, is that going to be a thing that I need to do? But beyond that, I mean, hit me up wherever, whenever, however. And yeah, again, I appreciate feedback, so bring it on. And I think that's all I want to say for now. Thank you for being my social media friends. I would be lonely without you guys. And yeah, attack with fire, Jakaris.